Watch an old dog long enough and you'll notice it, bumping into furniture that's always been in the same place, missing a thrown ball it used to catch without thinking. Most people assume this is just old age slowing the body down the same way it slows everything else. That's not quite right. What's actually happening inside that dog's eyes is stranger, and it turns out the answer is different depending on which species you're looking at. Start with what vision loss actually requires, biologically. Human eyes age through a fairly specific and well-documented sequence. The lens stiffens and yellows, a condition called presbyopia, making it harder to focus on close objects starting around age 40. Later, cataracts cloud the lens further, and for some, macular degeneration damages the retina's central vision directly. This entire cascade depends on humans living long enough, past their reproductive peak, for these slow accumulating changes to matter. And that detail turns out to be the key to the entire question. Veterinary ophthalmologists have found that dogs and cats experience a strikingly similar aging process. Nuclear sclerosis, a bluish clouding of the lens caused by compressed proteins, appears in the majority of dogs over age 8, closely mirroring how human lenses stiffen with age. True cataracts and progressive retinal atrophy, a genetic condition that slowly destroys light-sensing cells, also show up in aging dog populations at rates that track closely with human cataract prevalence in similarly aged people. A 12-year-old dog's eyes, researchers have found, often resemble the eyes of a person in their 70s or 80s, structurally and functionally. But step outside mammals that live alongside us, and the pattern starts to break apart. Birds present a genuine puzzle. Many raptor species, hawks, eagles, owls, show remarkably little age-related vision decline, even in advanced age, largely because their retinas contain a much higher density of photoreceptor cells than mammalian eyes, along with a specialized structure called the pectin, a comb-like organ that researchers believe helps nourish the retina without needing the dense blood vessel network that, in human eyes, is actually part of what degrades over time. A wild eagle, in the rare cases it survives into old age, often retains hunting-level visual acuity almost until death. Fish complicate the picture even further, and in a direction almost nobody expects. Many fish species continuously grow new retinal cells throughout their entire lives, a process called retinal neurogenesis that mammals largely lose after early development. Researchers studying zebrafish, a common model organism, have documented the species regenerating damaged retinal tissue well into old age, effectively repairing vision loss that would be permanent in a human or a dog. The fisheye, in a very real sense, doesn't play by the same aging rules mammalian eyes are locked into. Then there's the group that breaks the pattern most dramatically. Reptiles, and specifically some species with indeterminate growth. Animals that keep growing slowly for their entire lives rather than stopping at maturity. Certain tortoise species, studied specifically for their extraordinary lifespans, show minimal measurable vision decline even past 100 years old. Researchers studying Aldabra and Galapagos tortoises have proposed that slower cellular turnover throughout the entire body, the same trait linked to their famously long lifespans, may also apply to how slowly their eye tissue accumulates the kind of damage that causes human and canine vision loss. So why the difference? The leading explanation researchers point to isn't really about the eye at all. It's about each species' evolutionary relationship with lifespan itself. Vision loss in humans and dogs isn't a flaw evolution failed to fix. It's a system that was never selected to last much past the point where it's already done its job, raising and protecting offspring, avoiding immediate threats, surviving to reproductive age, and a bit beyond. Species like tortoises, birds with unusually long lifespans, and continuously regenerating fish faced a completely different evolutionary pressure. When your entire survival strategy is built around a very long life, natural selection has far more incentive to maintain, or even repair, the tissue keeping you alive that long. This reframes the entire question. Vision loss isn't a universal cost of getting older. It's a cost of getting older inside a body that evolution only ever needed to keep sharp for a limited window. Extend that window long enough, through evolutionary pressure or biological quirks like continuous cell regeneration, and the eye stops degrading the way we assume all eyes eventually must. The honest answer, then, is that some animals absolutely do lose their vision the way humans do, closely enough that veterinary medicine borrows directly from human ophthalmology to treat them, and other animals seem to have quietly opted out of the entire process. not through better eyes, but through an entirely different relationship with time itself.